So I was discovering how depression is not actually gloominess. It's a literal depressing, like a pressing in, like a depression, like inside, like as if like this, like as if going down and in. It's like a sinking inside, a deepening, an underside growth. It's actually countering momentum that was in the wrong direction. It creates a new momentum. So it's like going in one direction. It's like, it looks like it's not yet doing anything, but it's actually going against another force. So it looks like nothing's happening outside, but a lot is actually happening on the inward, and it's digging deep to find more resilience, purpose, meaning, self-sufficiency. And I feel like I went to a 12-step meeting to I felt like I've been having a lot of issues with this person who now I took a 6-week break, but basically about how I felt like this man returned to me like my toddler baby Shayna, that it's like a pre-verbal need for touch, constancy, visceral, fleshy cuddles, like laughter, eye contact, nourishment. It felt like death when it was deprived, and like a torture, impossible, powerless to make someone love. Like the feelings of lashing out and punishing, like I felt like the desires were exploited. It made me think of like probably this happened with my father when I was a child. The wanting to be important at my expense. And so there was like a lot of shame in the body and this analytical, hypervigilant, intellectual measuring, not able to be myself, and like releasing trauma to feel joy, to tolerate joy, the gratitude, appreciation, and presence that I am alive and breathing, and just socializing, walking, singing, dancing, eating. Finally, not like idealizing the future, compulsively rushing, outrunning, compulsive, and to see actually what's right in front of me and who's right in front of me. It's a slow, deep breathing, the imprint into the nervous system to pause, pre-giving. Like I felt like the breakthrough from fear of rejection that had made me push or force, power struggle, urge, manipulate, convince, harass, nag, or rage when I was triggered by, let's say, for example, being ignored. While the healthy feminine could let the man lead and could revolve around him only when she's fully formed and is willing to receive. I didn't feel willing to honor or worthy of effort, unfortunately, but yet I did feel like I was swaddled around in a cotton light mummy wrap by this man, and I felt more ready to face the real issue that had caused the inner demons, which was the negligence, exploitation, betrayal by the parents probably that I had, and harvesting me for energy and love. And I was noticing that visualization helped made possible what felt impossible. And I had a conversation with this man and a different man who ended up being, kind of creepy, like trying to manipulate me into going on a date with him, even trying to give me money, like pretending it was like for another purpose. And so he was saying, when you're in a partnership, it's two different people who always have to make the decisions together. You find common ground and you learn to accept each other, not needing to change each other, because you're going to be lifelong friends. There has to be compromise, and it's like you adapt and you conquer, and this friction can actually be healthy. So I thought, that I wanted the man, now back to the man I was focusing on, I wanted him to tackle like my drama, my attitude with finesse. And he kept seeing it as a sign that the relationship's not working. He kept saying he still wants to meet. So I said I need daily connection. And I felt like we were getting a conversation of like effort. And I wanted proactive relationship communication versus like a means to an end, like someone just wants to get married. So I thought that was better, like he would appreciate that. But he felt like sometimes it's easier just to pick the low-hanging fruit versus the efforting and going after what's worthy and desired, and maybe because of a fear of failure. Also, like I felt like all goodness and blessings, you don't just earn it, but you have to also maintain it. And we both have to feel loved and wanted to be with. And he said he wants me to be healthy, sane, and kind. And I said I feel a man should chase, possess, hold on. That's my opinion. I felt like I wanted to be a safe space for him also, which he felt means that I'm easygoing. But he was saying he likes everything to feel purposeful, meaningful, like productive, But I was saying, like, with a woman, he was forgetting that, like, 2 weeks of the month, actually, the moon is in the middle of getting smaller. And it may not seem like there's an outcome or the function, the effects that he wants right away. And maybe he was actually taught never to push or force for what you really want, because manifestation should just be easy, no action required, and just sit back, lazy waiting. But I was saying, like, for me, like, he thinks dating in long distance is hard, and dating in long distance is even harder. But he still wanted to try, and I felt like, two people have different natures. Just because it works for someone else doesn't mean it works for me. Like, we have to make it work for ourselves. These are my ideas. He kept calling expectations that, like, I wanted him to, for example, like, be more generous and giving. Or, like, romantic, like, how men buy flowers and chocolates and things like that. And he said he'd hold on to his money, He said he's tight-fisted, really. So, it made me feel like not precious, obviously. So, I felt he never tried to use me, but he really, he felt he really tried. He never tried to, he felt he never used me. He really tried, but every time things aren't smooth, he feels like a hopeless failure and gives up. And I said, well, he was the first man I actually wanted to be with. And he took that like, oh, that is important. But then he's like, I heard it. Like, so that means it wasn't real. If someone's really meant to be with someone, it wouldn't be something, I felt like he was good at diffusing the tension that happens with jokes, but he never really learned conflict resolution skills or repair conversations or how to tolerate showing up during natural, healthy friction. And finally, it was like, I said, I felt like he had a piece of me. He said he returns the piece of me. And I wrote down the time, 7:27 p.m., 3:11:26. And I felt this is the piece of me that I could use now to validate myself, feel safe with myself. And I had a request to him, like, at first, which I ended up taking back. I said I needed, like, the 40 days from that date, which I didn't end up doing. Now it's 6 weeks I want. But just to get away from this, because I didn't feel it was good for me or healthy. It was bringing out, the worst in me, I would say, and also, like, the worst in him. So I felt that what would have been good, and I actually believe that it was inspiration from my deceased relatives. Like, that's where I got these insights. But 40 days to come back to myself, because I didn't know all this stuff was in my system, and it's fair game if he wants to meet someone else or that I do, like, in that time. But I guess I felt like he's really my future husband, and the light is so powerful, I'm not ready. Like, I knew that he was going to be my best friend, cuddle partner, father, brother, caregiver, life partner, confidant, everything I ever wanted and waited for in my life. But I couldn't take back all the things I'd said and done, and I didn't want to do any more harm. But he was right about a lot of things, like taking a break. It's not time to meet yet. And I just forgot, like, it's all a movie. Like, I'm the observer of the movie, and I'm like a movie for him, and it's not always reality. And it's like, just because I take it so seriously, sometimes I believe the voices in my head telling me things about, like, feelings, really, or ideas, right, or expectations, instead of just going with the flow, relaxing, being natural. And I felt like maybe the world had programmed me for so long, I didn't even know how to be, for so long to be someone I'm not. Like, I didn't even know how to be. And I don't want to take it all out on him. He was very brave. He was willing to take on my demons. And I forget that probably. But the 6 weeks really, mostly like to figure things out for myself. And because I felt, he wasn't someone I could go to when I was stressed. When life is stressful, which is human.